Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm gonna be talking about a phrase that I think is put on trans people a lot. I was born in the wrong body. I don't necessarily feel like this. Honestly, it took, how many years have I been on T? 4 years, almost 5 years. It took a pretty long time of, transitioning and having retrospect and hindsight to understand that I do not feel like I was born in the wrong body. I do not feel like I should have been born cis. That doesn't take away from anything that, I'm trying to accomplish here. But before I get into that, if you are interested in working together, I'm gonna be linking my website down below, devinspears.com, where you can find my one-on-one coaching application link if you're trying to get those gains. We can also talk about a custom meal and training plan. You'll also find my program, MASC Made Simple, which is perfect if you're trying to masculinize your physique. And lastly, my high protein cookbook, Healthy Doesn't Suck. I did feel as though I was born in the wrong body for the very vulnerable and early stages of my transition. Before I was able to start testosterone, before I was able to just look like Devin on the outside, I 100% thought if I had been born cis, then I would not be suffering right now. And while that may be the case within that capacity, that doesn't mean that my existence was any less meaningful. The suffering that I went through sucked. And when you're actively suffering, yes, you do wish that you had it any other easier way so that you don't have to deal with that shit. But with that being said, the first person who ever said what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, like, bro, that is the realest thing on the freaking face of the planet Earth, right? And when you're in the eye of the storm, when it's killing you and it's killing you and it's killing you, but you're not dead yet and you survive, no one can take that from you, bro. No one can take that from you. I think that now, after, being transitioned, after being cis-passing, as privileged as that is, I understand that I'm still a nuanced man. I do not claim to be a cis man. I'm a man. I'm a trans man. That's fine. I'm not trying to put on, I'm not trying to act like I'm a cis man. There's nothing bad about that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that in the beginning stages of my transition, I had a lot of fear. I was surrounded by people who were just disrespecting me, shaming me, abusing me, and just treating me like shit. So with that in mind, yes, if I was cis, would I have been going through such turmoil? No, but just because something is hard doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing. Had I been cis, I wouldn't be here right now. Not to, to my own horn, but the community that I've built and that y'all have built with me would not exist, because God knows what I would be doing. I wouldn't be doing this. I probably would have just kept down the route I was going, and I might be like a doctor or like a PA or something right now, because that's the trajectory that I was on before I started making YouTube videos and stuff, right? Which is fine. And I'm sure that in any capacity of my existence, I'd be able to find a way to be happy no matter what. But for this timeline that we're living in right now, I'm fucking trans, bro. I don't think that if I could press a button right now and be cis, that I would do that, just because I needed to feel that pain. I needed to have that insight. I needed to have that perspective on humanity. There's two things that being trans has taught me. The first thing is proceed with caution when it comes to people. Not to say I'm, some leper, like I do have friends, I do go out, I do stuff like that, but I'm not out here like dapping up every single person I see down the street because they don't deserve my daps. Not to be a jerk. Now that's the first perspective that I gained through being trans. The second perspective that I gained through being trans was the ability to empathize with people that society views as outcasts. I was the outcast, bro. Like, I was the person that people were looking at sideways like, what they got going on. I was the person that people were having conversations with behind my back. Like, that's obviously a female, but whatever. If she wants to be called Devin, fuck it, I guess. Like, dead naming me behind my back, misgendering me in front of my face and behind my back, calling me crazy, just outright disrespecting me. You better believe if there's some disrespect going on around me about somebody else, we're not going for that. Like, we're simply not going for that. Like, anytime there's some disrespect, I have to be like, yo, let's pump the brakes, bro. Like, we're not about to do that. And that comes through me. Obviously, I have like a presence that is respected. So you better believe I'm gonna use that to, assert myself and perhaps change people's perspective, because it's not just like muscling people over to shut up, don't talk about that person like that. And now they're scared and they're just not gonna do it in my presence. More so like, hey bro, like, why do you feel like that? Or why does this make you feel that way? Or you can't just shame people into respecting others. That's not how respect works. So I think that all of my nuance, my current vessel, whatever it may look like in the future, whatever it looked like in the past, bro, I can't imagine just not having the level of self-awareness that being trans comes with. And a lot of people are able to tap into that self-awareness without being trans 100%. I don't think that you have to be trans to literally know yourself, to think outside of the day-to-day life. But I think that a lot of the trans people that I talk to are on that type of time. But I think that being trans has kind of forced us to pump the brakes on what society expects of us, to pump the brakes on what is perceived as normal. What's really going on here when it comes to, how I communicate with people, when it comes to how I communicate with myself. For anybody who is a baby trans out there, whether you're literally a youngin or listen, I know that there's some older trans people who watch this who are like way older than me, and you're still a baby trans. Like, I got you, you're still a baby trans, okay? I don't know who said this, but do not wish to have a lighter load, wish to have stronger shoulders to carry that load, something like that. And it's really, really true. Whatever your suffering is right now, and for us, we're talking about being trans, and being trans for a lot of us means suffering. You will not have a burden that is too much for you to withstand. You will not. You can feel like shit about it, you can cry about it, you can get down on your knees and fucking pray about it. You can run and scream at the moon and fucking punch walls, everything you need to do to get that pain out, but you are not given more than you can handle. So you gotta like stay in this bitch, show up, understand there's gonna be a time and a day where the people who doubted you, the people who, you know, look down on you are gonna be like, damn, I was bugging. I don't know what I was thinking. If I had only known, if they had only known. But guess what? You know, like, you know, don't give up. God forbid you prove that motherfucker right. I mean, look in the mirror, like, do you fuck with yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you like what you see? Why do you feel like you were born in the wrong body? Like, maybe you're exactly what you're meant to be. I'm not trying to get woo-woo on y'all. I'm not trying to do too much, but I had to get that off. I had to get that out there because don't put that on me that I was born in the wrong body, bro. This is Devin. Like, this is it. This is what I'm working with. Let's get it. I wouldn't want to have it any other way, man. I'm very curious. Like, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. So if you do feel like you were born in the wrong body and you've actually done some introspective work, that would be great to add to the conversation. Definitely let me know your thoughts about that down below in the comment section. Definitely also follow me on Instagram if you did not already. It's at DVNSPRS, but I'm also going to be linking that down below. And like I always say, and I freaking mean it, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.